Hello and welcome. Welcome to Total Transformation Thursday. My name is Stephanie Don, and I'm really excited to be here with you all today. I am a mom of two teenage boys that I've just brought back to my home of Bainbridge Island, Washington. That's where I'm zooming in from Los Angeles. And I'm also the chair of the Million Mom Movement Council, and I'm going to be talking more about that tonight. It is the activist arm of Purium Health Products, and I'm really proud of the work that I get to do on that council. I'm also an entrepreneur, a business coach, and someone who deeply cares about health and wellness. I've been an activist for over 30 years, environmental, social justice, birth justice, and health freedom. So that's just a little bit about me. But tonight we're going to be talking about we're going to talk for the first 30 minutes about health. And then for the second 30 minutes, we're going to be talking about the wealth opportunity that is here for you with Purium Health Products. And that will be wrapping in the Million Mom Movement. And I do have some guests for you tonight that I'm really excited to be introducing to you. But before I do that, I want to talk a little bit about an issue that I'm so passionate about and that I've learned so much about since I found Purium 6 years ago. 6 years ago, my son, Zephyr, my youngest boy, suffered from gut dysbiosis is the only way that I could describe it. He had just a very sensitive gut. He was always having issues with food, and I always had to watch his diet. He didn't really like many things. And, you as a new mom, you just think, oh, well, it's just kids, right? Like we don't know. We don't know when you're just learning how to be a new mom, it's like you're just working it all out every single day. And so what I didn't realize is that the food that I'd been feeding him for the first 7 years of his life, Cheerios made by General Mills, were incredibly toxic, drenched with glyphosate. And so I read this report, and I'm going to be holding up some reports. And if one of my incredible assistants can share the PDFs in the chat, that would be awesome. And if you can't, they can text it to you later. But I read this report in 2016, and it's called Glyphosate Unsafe on Any Plate. You see that big box of Cheerios right there? You see that cute little baby? You see that Roundup bottle right there? Glyphosate is the main ingredient in Roundup. And glyphosate is used as a desiccant for oat crops in the United States. It's also used as a desiccant or drying agent for wheat crops, for legume crops, for fruit and vegetable crops. And it speeds harvest. It speeds the ability of the farmer to get their grain to dry faster so that they can grind it and turn it into bread or cereal, etc. So I didn't just learn that Cheerios had glyphosate in it. I learned that Cheerios had the highest parts per billion of all the products tested in 2016 by the Detox Project and Food Democracy Now!, the two authors of this report. And you can imagine my upset. You can imagine my outrage and my sadness that my son's favorite cereal was leaving our pantry forever. I tried to give him the organic O's. He's like, Mom, I don't like them. And so I would always go back to Cheerios until I found this information. So what I want you to know is that, because you need to compare, you need to have some ability to do some comparative analysis here. So there were all kinds of products tested. You can see these are all different products here. Back in 2016, Kellogg's Corn Flakes, Kellogg's Special K, Cheez-Its, Goldfish, but none had as much glyphosate as the Cheerios. And for the comparative analysis, what I want you to know is that 0.1 parts per billion of Roundup, which has 0.05 parts per billion of glyphosate, caused severe organ damage in rats. And we're talking over 1,000 parts per billion in one serving of Cheerios for our children. So Zephyr, I was effectively poisoning my child. And what the glyphosate does to the oat or wheat plant is it kills the life force of the plant, right? It's a desiccant, it kills it. And that's what it does with us. It gets into the gut, it kills the villi and the microvilli. It was causing severe diarrhea for my son and nausea. And I was very blessed, shortly after taking the Cheerios out of our diet, to find this company, Purium, and to learn of this new product that they had just launched called Biomedic. Now, Biomedic is a prebiotic and a probiotic, and it has been proven with third-party certification to effectively remove glyphosate out of the body, up to 74% in a 6-week period of time. So from the time that I took the Cheerios out of my son's diet until a year later, he was having a chronic issue with his body. And I was like, now what? What have I done wrong now, right? Like, or what is going on with my boy? Turns out I had been feeding him non-organic Trader Joe's wheat bagels in the morning. That was his favorite breakfast, with butter and honey. That's when I learned that glyphosate is also used on wheat, not just oats. And so, my education came in phases. And so it was that summer that Purium had launched Biomedic. And I consulted with a friend of mine, a colleague who's also a health coach, Erin. And I said, Erin, what should I do? I didn't know what to do, right? We don't know what we don't know. And she said, Steph, remove the wheat bagels, remove the corn, remove anything sugary from his diet, and give him the Biomedic. So that's what I did. And within 1 week, his digestion was back to normal, and he's never had any problems since. And of course, he eats the Biomedic. He takes the Biomedic regularly, as often as I can get it into him. So that's my story about Zephyr. I wanted to share that with you because just 2 weeks ago, I was here on Bainbridge Island, and I was meeting up with these two moms who wanted to do some cleanses for themselves. And we started talking about glyphosate because I can't not talk to moms of small children who eat Cheerios. And I brought this to show them. I brought this to show them. And so I feel like I have a duty to educate about this because so many people think it's okay. Cheerios, Honey Nut Cheerios. You go to Target, Walmart, there's a wall of Cheerios. We are effectively poisoning our children here in the United States every single day. And in my opinion, General Mills has blood on their hands. So I care deeply about this. And I really wanted to specifically hone in and focus in on this tonight because I'm so passionate about it. And it's not okay. It's not okay that they're profiting the billions from selling us toxic food. So if you're hearing what I'm saying tonight, and people who are eating Cheerios, then you're going to go and share what you learned from me today. I'm hopeful because I can't do this alone, right? It's like the Million Mom movement is really, we've got a long way to go until we get to 1 million. But there are several representatives of the movement here tonight that I'm really excited to be interviewing tonight. And the first one that I want to speak to, her name is Maria Martin. And she actually found me on Facebook when I was going off at the mouth. I was on my soapbox, Maria, wasn't I? Sharing about glyphosate, right? So Maria and I were friends on Facebook for about over a decade, but we never really connected until, like, you just never know when you go live, like who's gonna listen. And Maria was there, and she was picking up what I was putting down because she had some awareness of her own about glyphosate. And Maria, I'm so glad you're here. You've helped so many over the years as a health coach. You care deeply about health. You post about it all the time. And we locked arms together last year. And I'm so grateful that we found each other and that you're on my team. And I know that you've also had your own health transformation recently. And I wondered if you'd share a little bit about how that's been for you, because it's been pretty wild to witness. So thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. And I'm actually really excited to tell this story because you just don't know what you don't know, even if you think you know a lot. So I previously actually had a health transformation about 12 years ago. So I had a laundry list of health issues. I had severe IBS that I had for over 20 years. They thought I had, it was so severe, they thought I had Crohn's disease. So I suffered every single day. I had really horrible migraines for all of those same years. I had arthritis in my fingers. I had eczema, I had rosacea, I had anxiety, I had depression, I had, like, literally, I had I was about almost 70 pounds heavier than I am now. My body ached all day, every day. I had insomnia. Like, that's, I mean, I was a complete mess. I don't even know how I got through the day. And so, very long story short, I also have a son that has autism, and I researched so much about gut health and nutrition for so many years and helped him heal his gut and started to implement all the same things with myself slowly, kind of at the same time, and ended up just having, like, I sit here today as a 49-year-old grandma with zero health issues. I don't even get so much as a tension headache, like nothing. After having migraines for so many years, I get like nothing. I get no aches, no pains, no, like, literally nothing. I feel better than I did 30 years ago. And so and that was a much longer process than it needed to be because we have Purium now. But so that was a long healing process, but I've maintained that for the past decade, using, I'm on a plant-based diet. And so I had found Purium because I'm a health coach, and I literally, for a decade, because everybody's like, what shake can I have? What supplements can I have? And I'm like, I can't approve any of them because they have so many, almost all of them, really all of them are full of ingredients I would want to detox people from. So you can't detox from things that are filling your body with toxins that are not actually food. So I was never able to say yes to any of it. And I'm like, I wish I had something, like, with my whole heart to help people make it easy that was actually clean. And so then Stephanie popped up on my Facebook talking about glyphosate, and I didn't know that something can be non-GMO and still have glyphosate in it. That was something I learned that night. And I was like, whoa, I said, this lady knows more than me and I need to connect with her. Like, listening to her for that half an hour, I was just like, I need to connect with this woman today, right now. And I actually signed up as a brand partner the very next day. It was like either the next day or the day after, even before I got my product, because I knew the quality of the product. And I didn't truly understand the true quality of the product until I recently, I did a ULT a couple times, and I've taken Power Shake every day since last June. I've taken Biomedic every day since last June. And my body craves all of it every day. And last month I said, I'm going to do the ULT and I'm going to go all in. I was like so all in, other than like maybe one day that I had a little bit too much of a lot of things. But other than that, I was like, I'm going all in. And then I didn't expect anything because I'm like, I'm health coach Maria. I'm not expecting this dramatic thing to happen to me because I'm pretty I'm pretty healthy, right? And so week 3 comes after and I actually did the parasite cleanse, which I think had a huge effect on me. I ended up doing the first round before I actually went on the full ULT. So I was able to do the second round during my ULT. And week 3, something came over me that and this is how I'm feeling today. I can't even come down. I feel like I had 36 cups of coffee today and I don't know how I'm going to come down. That's how much energy I have, right? And I was like, I've had to move. I've had to do 10,000, 18,000 steps a day minimum just to expend my energy. And then one day I was like, I'm going to go out for a run. I haven't run. Now I'm 49 years old, right? I haven't run in, it was my second run of 2022. And I went out and I ran a 10K just like that. I felt incredible the entire time. I had no aches. My legs were not tired the next day. I had no aches and pains, nothing. The day after that, I went on a 6-mile hike up the mountains, up the rocks, up the, I'm like, I've got to try to get some of this out. It literally took me a whole week of doing that just to get all of that energy out of my system. And I had no residual pain or anything. And back in the day, I used to have the spur heels and the plantar fasciitis and I have a sore hip, which Purium has cured. That's one thing that I literally had cured, that I suffered with my entire life. When I was about 5, I actually fell out of a car on a very busy road. Ow. Out of a moving car onto my hip. And so my hip has actually hurt me. And for my whole life, once in a while, right? And I would be up in agony. When I used to start running season and start running, it would be weeks that I was up all night in so much pain. And the past year, I've had none of that. I ran a 10K. I have no pain, no. So then I'm like, wow, so I didn't really understand the difference between what super healthy soil is. So I've been learning a lot about that and making sure your fruits and veggies are picked when they're ripe, right at the right time. And all of that cellular, I actually like my power shake at night. Just so that I don't snack at night. Anyway, that's the whole thing. But it's insane, the nutrition that you get from the entire thing, especially I also doubled up the biomedic for the whole, and I've actually still been doing that during the cleanse, because we take 4 a day. And I think between that and the parasite, just getting everything out, my body just one of my clients had the same experience. We both had almost exactly the same experience. And we're like, what is this? What is going on? What in the world is going on with us? And then I had another client last night text me. She's been on the ULT for a couple of months, and she had a fall at work, a really bad fall at work. Normally she would be in so much pain. And so she said she couldn't believe she felt nothing. She said, I had no pain. She says that. And so she literally just ordered another ULT yesterday. So she had that epiphany of oh my gosh, this is doing something amazing in my body. So for me to go through that and actually have that experience, I'm just I just want everybody to understand how much power is actually in the power shake, and in the super meal is something that my gut really loves, because it's all sprouted and all the things. But between those two every day, I will never forever go without both. I will have both of them forever, every day, just because of all the nutrients, and my body has to I'm addicted. I'm addicted to feeling like this.
Feeling so good.
So anyway, so it's just I was pretty shocked Now I rolled right in today to another ULT. I rolled right into another ULT. So I know it takes
Beautiful.
even for me, I know it's going to take, I want to see what happens 3 months, 4 months down the road, right, Tanya?
Right on. Right on,
Mhm.
Maria. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I'm about to start one. And so I'm super inspired by everything that you shared. And will you please stick around? Because we're going to segue into the business here in about 6 minutes. And I would love for you to share more about that too.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're here, Maria, and I'm so happy for you. And what a testimonial. I mean, someone who's devoted your life to health to have it upgrade even more is just an amazing testimonial, really. And honestly, it's testimonial to the premium and pure quality of what we have here. As I was listening to you talk, I'm like, superfoods for super moms right there with Maria, or superhumans if you're not a mom, like in order to be and do and excel at all the things that is being asked of us in the world, we have to have the right fuel. So I'm not going to go into, all the ins and outs of what the ULT is. Whoever invited you to be here will do that for you. But what I will say is that if you want increased energy, if you want to improve your digestion, if you want to have glowing, radiant skin and gorgeous, shiny hair, and, you know, um, if you want weight loss, that'll happen. If you don't want weight loss, we can get with you to support you in creating a protocol where you don't lose weight. So you can cleanse and not lose weight. That's possible. You can work out while you're doing this cleanse as well. There's a specific protocol just for you to be able to do that. So there really is something here for everybody. And I love what we have here. That's why I became a brand partner 6 years ago, because I had my own personal transformation, which I didn't really share about because I really wanted to focus on more so about what happened with my son and educate about Zephyr. But I've lost 50 pounds on these protocols. I have totally transform my body. When I look at the before photos, I'm just like, I cannot believe that was me. And I was actually accepting that that was going to be my body for the next 50 years, but, and then I received a cancer diagnosis 3 years ago, and I've endeavored to heal my body naturally ever since. So this is my nutritional foundation, what we have here. You should see my pantry. It's packed with all the things. And so I'm incredibly grateful to Dave and Amy for having the vision to create the biomedic that's getting, am I happy that we have to mitigate toxins and poisons in our food? No, I'm not happy about that at all. But I'm incredibly grateful that we have this product that is effectively removing these toxins out of our body. And I will add that I heard Dave Sandoval a couple of years ago. Somebody asked him, they said, Dave, is it possible that biomedic is removing other pesticides out of the body? And he said, well, I can't say conclusively yes, because we haven't done the tests. But because the CRP, the C-reactive protein, which is a marker for inflammation, also goes down in a 6-week period of time by 75%, he's conjecturing that there's a possibility that it is effectively removing other pesticides and herbicides out of the body. So that's a serious positive and plus for all of us. And if you're curious about what we have here and how it may benefit you, I want to encourage you to get with the person that invited you here tonight. And they have a code for you. If you're going to be like Maria and I and go all in and do a ULT, it's going to take off over $100 off of the retail price, which is substantial, bringing it down to $11 a day. How can you go wrong for $11 a day, right? Like, it's just, you can't go wrong. It's going to impact your grocery bill for the entire month that you decide to do the ULT. You're going to be eating way more fruits and vegetables than you ever have before. And reducing those high inflammatory foods, those high acidic foods that are causing a lot of the problems in our diet and in our health in the United States today. So I want to thank you all so much for joining us. If you are not interested in learning about how to become a Purium brand partner, then you're welcome to jump off of this Zoom. And we would invite you, to come back at some point down the road after you've had your transformation, because you might want to share like we have. Like I was a happy customer for 6 months and then I decided to share. So, and help your friends and family, because we're really, the founders of the company are on a mission to end human suffering. And when Dave Sandoval first said that several years ago, I heard what he said and I was like, really? We do that? Like, we can do that? So, and here's how. People are suffering because they don't know that what they're eating and how they're feeling is connected. They don't understand, because of the medical paradigm that we live in, that the food that we're eating is making us sick. So they're suffering. And when we help them make the connection, maybe you who's listening tonight, that these superfoods can transform very serious diagnoses. The woman that I'm going to be coming on tonight has bringing on in a few moments here, Tal Kapoor, has her own health story. Maybe you could speak to that in just a few sentences before you talk about the business, Tal. But friends, colleagues of mine, family members with very serious diagnoses who are transforming them with what we have here. It's been so incredibly eye-opening for me. And then the other way that we end human suffering is because most people are about $500 away from having zero in their bank account. Okay. $500 away. Many people join Purium and start sharing to create another stream of income, right? So that we're not financially suffering. Suffering is something that we can help with here with Purium. And it's something that I'm really inspired to be doing as a brand partner, helping women, helping moms to make really great money. It makes me really happy. So we're going to segue now and talk about the business. And I want to share with you a little bit about how it is that I found this company and decided to become a brand partner. So like I said, I was a happy customer. I'd lost 21 pounds after 6 months. I was 10 years postpartum, and I knew a lot of women. I had this background in the birth world. And I was thinking to myself, self, you need to be on these products for the rest of your life. That's basically what dropped in. You need to share in order to get your products paid for. Those were my humble beginnings. So I just very casually started sharing. I was a busy business coach. I wasn't really looking for another stream of income. I wasn't looking, to supplant my business coaching income. I was just looking to help more people like myself that maybe were struggling with postpartum weight, postpartum energy issues, perimenopause, whatever it was, right? So I started sharing very casually on Facebook, and little by little, I started ranking up through the ranks and making money. And I was like, oh, wow, this is nice. Checks were coming in. Now I get direct deposit, which I highly recommend. And I was like, wonder if I took this seriously, what's possible? Because I wasn't taking it seriously. I was just relating to this opportunity very casually. And so it was at that point that I decided to go to the company's convention. And it was in Orlando that year. And I'm sitting there, and Dave Sandoval is talking about ending human suffering. He's talking about elevating the moms in the company with the Million Mom movement. He's talking about the fact that he had just outbid Monsanto for to help turn our rice bran solubles organic. And I was like, OMG, this is the company for me. As I mentioned at the top, I'm a longtime environmental activist, a longtime organic, self-described organic freak. Like I was the one in my family, I almost said company. I was the one in my family 20, 30 years ago talking about the importance of eating organic, and they thought I was nuts. But did I care? No, I didn't care. Because I think it was you, Tal, I was just talking to a couple of days ago. I was having this experience when I lived on the organic farm. I met and fell in love with an organic farmer 30 years ago in the Coachella Valley. And we were a small organic farm surrounded by conventional farms. And what happens on conventional farms every morning? They spray the chemicals all over the farms. And one morning I'm on a run and I breathe in something really metallic and I'm like, oh, what was that? And then I'm like, oh my God, it was the pesticides. I just knew it. And from that point on, I knew I had to start educating about organic produce, organic food, organic farming, organic living. And so here I am 30 years later, still educating about it and really merging my my prosperity with my activism. That's what I'm doing with Purium Health products. It's coming all together for me because with the Million Mom movement, you know, Amy Venner, God bless her, 4 years ago, she's the co-founder with Dave Sandoval of Purium. She tapped me to be the chair of the Million Mom movement council that was forming. I was the first one and I helped to choose the council. And I didn't know what a council did and I didn't know what a chair did, but I knew what the Million Mom movement was about. And so I said, yes, I'll figure it out. So the Million Mom movement is over 1,000 moms, dads, grandparents, concerned citizens, aunties, uncles in over 100 communities, reaching out to 10 families to help them turn their pantries clean, green, organic, non-GMO, and no glyphosate. So that was a mission that I've gotten behind 100%. And those 1,000 mom, dads, aunties, uncles, those are brand partners. That's Maria Martin and that's Tal Kapoor and several other women that are here with us tonight. So I'm incredibly inspired by this mission. And if you want to know more about the Million Mom movement, I want to invite you to come and join me and several of the other folks here to Fierce Friday. Today, Thursday? Tomorrow. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow, we're talking all about body awareness for children and nutrition and the connection. We're helping everyone make the connection, okay? Even children. So, and the Purium nutrition and how Purium is helping children because it's helping children every single day. It's helping children with autism. It's helping children with ADHD and ADD. It's helping children who are overweight. It's helping children every day. And I'm really, really, really proud of that. So we are looking for more people to join the Million Mom movement every single day. So I want to introduce you to a dear friend of mine, a dear colleague of mine, my bestie, my business bestie, who I just got to spend a whole week with in Los Angeles because my eldest son graduated in LA this past week. I have a graduate. Oh my God. So she is a former interior designer who left it all to become a gym owner and a health coach and a wellness advocate. And without further ado, welcome Tal Kapoor.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Steph. Wow. I'm enamored by you, Maria. Every time I hear your story, I'm like, oh, so jazzed. All that energy that you've developed has been just incredible to watch your journey from the before to the after to the now is just really, and I see so much of my own journey in yours too. And Stephanie, I mean, really to be in your space really is just always such a joy, really such a joy. You bring such light to my heart and such knowledge. I really, I learn from you every single day. It's just, I'm not like you where you came from that organic freak world. I came from the absolute opposite world of the standard American diet, right? And so just to hear from you dropping in on GMOs, dropping in on that experience of you running through the fields and feeling that metallicness, I'm like, I think I'm pretty sure I felt that like 1,000 times and then ignored it. Right. So such a big difference. And I'm really, really enjoying just really learning from you and really being able to open up and expand my knowledge of whatever it is that I know now is just really just growing thanks to you. So I truly appreciate being here, and it's an honor to be asked to share today. You did mention, yes, that I'm a former interior designer. I had my own business for 23 years. And 5 years ago, I was in really bad shape. My health was really had just taken a massive decline. And I had just sort of accepted that after the age 40, like, that's it. That's it, right? It's just, that's how it is, right? So you start packing on the different medications and, the high blood pressure, the cholesterol, all of these things are going to start adding up, because it happens to all my girlfriends are complaining about migraines all the time. And, yeah, this is not, oh my God, I have such a migraine. I cannot deal with this right now, and no patience for your kids and all of that. So I was just, bobbing along like everyone else, and yeah, I eat fine. No, totally in denial about that too. Although I did know the truth, but I never wanted to admit it out loud, right? And was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in January of 2017. And that totally rocked my world, because I was like, this really kind of, SUCKS, it's awful, because nothing I was doing, all the medications I was taking just was not turning my life around. And so finding Purium and being blessed with this company and these nutrients has not only allowed me to release 83 pounds, people. Seriously, I'll take that round of applause. Thank you. 83 pounds, and come off of all of my medication. I am diabetic free. My cholesterol is normal. Blood pressure is normal. PCOS has disappeared. No more migraines. Seriously, for 5 years, I have not had one migraine. It's been incredible. Sometimes I get a little smoky headache, a little bit foggy headache, not smoky headache, but and so really it was about a week into my first ULT that I realized that I was sitting on gold, that this was the ticket that I didn't even know I was waiting on. And so if I didn't know it, and I consider myself to be a pretty clever woman, then nobody, who else knows it? Like, there's so many people out there that just don't know what this is, that don't understand that just by nourishing your body on a deep cellular level, that you can actually change your life, and you can actually see through the fog, and you can live and be alive and have energy like Maria and do marathons. And I mean, I'm never going to do a marathon, but that you could do all of that stuff, right? And so I said, well, yeah, I have these gift card codes. I really need to start speaking up, and I need to start sharing and telling people what it is that I'm doing, because it's truly changing the trajectory of my life. And this was really just 1 week in. I had absolute clarity that I needed to start telling my friends about this. One of my friends, my very first share, is on this Zoom right now. And so just seeing her, Kim, down there, I'm just like, yeah, sister, like I told you, and she believed me. So, I had my interior design business. It was kind of, let's just be honest, it was super successful for many, many years. I made a lot of money. I did very, very well for myself and for my family. I sent both of my kids to private elementary school. We were doing really well. And then they came in when I just wasn't feeling well, and I didn't have the energy to work anymore. So this now, being able to share Purium, all of a sudden started matching a little bit of what that income, or I could see the match was coming. Actually, this is when I really got excited, and I was like, wow. So all I'm doing really is having conversations with friends on the phone or in person, and just sharing with them what I'm experiencing and what I'm feeling. offering them the opportunity to feel the same as I am, or even better, if you can imagine. And I was earning an income from that. That was a sweet offering. Like, it just, I didn't even do it for the money, because I was just doing it to share with my friends. And all of a sudden, all of this income started rolling in, and it was every single Friday. It is every single Friday. And then it's again on the 15th of every month. So it was a no-brainer to me when I was about a year in to my transformation. I was offered partnership in the CrossFit gym that I became a member of. And so I sold my interior design business and went into partnership with the gym. And I was like, yeah, so now I'm a fitness trainer and a health coach, and I thrive by sharing Purium. Purium is my main source of income now. Okay, so my gym is doing really well, but Purium is where it's at, because it's the industry right now. Social networking industry is the future. And I learned that from COVID, because when COVID happened and I had to close my gym and eventually dissolve my big gym, I was stuck. But Purium was still coming. People were still eating. And I was like, well, this is a no-brainer. This has to be the future. This is my retirement plan. This is how we get to move forward. I have another gym here that I built outside of my yard. I point because it's right over there. And that's fun and that's great. And I get to see people and clients all the time, and that's wonderful. But Purium is really where my heart is at. Also because I learned so much. This community is filled with so much knowledge. People from all over the world, even, and so many different cultures, super diverse. And it's a beautiful space to be in, and to be able to be educated constantly, and to be working with owners such as Dave and Amy, who have the highest of integrity I have ever met. It's just really such a joy. It's been a pleasure. And so I'm 5 years in, and I'm forever Purium.
Yay! Yeah, you're not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere. Right here.
Even when she was off for a while, I'm like, I see you and you are coming back one day. Yeah. So will you tell about the time that you took away while you were building CrossFit, and what happened when you came back to your Purium account?
Yeah. That was a big moment, right? So I had, was really, really swamped with selling my interior design business, my whole portfolio, setting up my clients with other designers, and just the whole merging of all of that is really complex and very time consuming. And at the same time, also coming into this gym, taking over ownership and running a brick and mortar for the first time in my life. I was like, what? This is crazy. Because I had been an entrepreneur all my life, right? Or a solopreneur, I should say. So I had a big transition going on. And I told Stephanie and Rachel and Aaron, I said, guys, I need to step away from Purium for a little bit. I know it's still, don't worry, I'm going to come back, because I know that this is the future for me, but I just need to take some time off so that I can sort all of these things out, because it was just really overwhelming. And these are steps that really had to be taken, and steps that I really wanted to take. So I took about 1.5 years, almost 2 years off. Still stayed with the products, of course, religiously. Stephanie knows my order was quite large month. I have 5 people living in my home, so everyone's on Purium, but me especially, I have the whole kit, right? And COVID, right? And I had to dissolve my gym, and I was sort of sitting there going, well, what on earth am I going to do now? This is incredible. So yes, I built a gym here, an outdoor gym. in my home, and then started getting that going. And then I was like, gosh, I think I'm ready to start picking up Purium now and merging the two, right? And I said, wait a minute. Let me check that bank account, because I have a separate bank account where all my Purium commissions go through, a separate email that all my Purium emails go through. And for the whole, almost 2 years, I never checked either of them because I was so busy in this other world. So I never checked the emails. So I never saw the weekly emails for commissions that are coming in. And so I had no idea. And I was like, let me just see what's in there, thinking that there's probably like maybe $500, no, that was in the high 4-digit number. And that was me not doing anything, but just having happy customers before I took a sabbatical, reordering every month and going about it. And it was just, I shared a couple of cards in between here and there. And I was like, wow, there's some money here. That's not bad. And I've just been sitting here the whole time. All right, then. This is what residual income looks like. I could be down in the dumps and I turn around and then all of a sudden there's just this thing that's working. It's just working on its own. I'm not doing anything. I slept the whole 2 years and it's just working.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Tal. Thank you so much for sharing all that. I had a similar experience when I stepped out to heal my body with the cancer for 6 months, and I wasn't able to do my business, and that was a really cool thing. I'm so glad you talked about the community, Tal, because I built this community and the community was there for me when I needed it. And they kept working while I was stepping out to heal my body. And the money kept coming in for 6 months until I was able to step back in. So yay, I'm so glad we're doing this together, Tal. All right, Maria, let's bring you back in. You are, you've made a major pivot in the last couple months that I've witnessed around your health coaching business. Will you speak to that?
Definitely. And I just wanted to thank Tal for I wish you knew how much you inspired me every single day. So I just wanted to say that, just so that and I could literally listen to you talk for like 2 straight days. So anyways, I just wanted to say that. And so yeah, I had a pivot. I'm going to try to make a very long story very short. But I was kind of like, I came in kind of strong, and then I was kind of flip-flopping a little bit, going, I come from a background of being in direct sale, of really good experiences and some not so good experiences. I had and I was kind of like, yeah, it took me a little while. And then it was the community that kept me going. And it was Stephanie's love that I wouldn't be here without all of her checking it. She truly just holds this space of just so much love for exactly who you are, for exactly where you're at. And she just waits until you're ready. And so she literally loved me through the entire thing. And I truly don't think, without that and everybody's inspiration, I maybe kind of wouldn't have continued, because I had like tude with just because of my prior, I just had some really bad experiences. And then now I come into this community that has been nothing but supportive and amazing and loving. And it's like nothing I've ever experienced in my entire life. So then I went to a very powerful experience, which Tal is about to go through. And I went to Tony Robbins. It's called, I don't know if anyone's ever heard of it, but it's called Unleash the Power Within. And it's a 4 straight 12-hour a day total immersion experience very much more powerful than I ever imagined it was going to be. And I still feel like I'm high off of it. And that was back in March. And so I came out of it just truly understanding to how you need to go all in. Like you need to have like a full body experience. And his was more like the mental full body experience, although we did a lot of physical things. But when I came out of it, I was like, oh my gosh, because before I was like, everybody can do the core 4, they can just buy a shake if they want, you know, they can buy some probiotics. I don't care what people buy. And I literally stepped out of UPW and I'm like, everybody's going on the ULT. Everybody needs to have, and then experiencing it myself right after that. And I'm like, if I have this experience, can you imagine? And then I had clients having the same experience. And so I came out of it pretty much only sell ULTs because I need them to have that, you know, complete. It's insane when you feel it in your body. So the other reason is I just have this switch flip on that was like, I just need, we are in, this is a switch I've always had, but we are in such an emergency situation right now when it comes to our health and what's happening in our country. And we don't have time. Like as an integrative nutrition health coach, sure, I could have 15 clients, right, at one time. And sometimes I had more than that. And that's actually not very healthy for me, but that's who it's wonderful to help 15 people and their families. Then you have little ripple effects from that, but it's not enough for me. It's not enough. I want to help that as many thousands and thousands and thousands of people as I possibly can to get to experience healing their body. And I'm just so like, I wake up and I'm like, let's heal people. Thank you, Saya. And I just feel like we just don't have time to do anything else. And I've been doing a really good job actually kind of incorporating the two businesses to get together and doing almost on pretty much 80% Purium at this point. So I'm like doing my classes for my Purium customers now. So I'm really kind of just taking everything I was doing. And so people can have all their products and me, right? So especially in this, you know, time that we are in. And so far it's been amazing, but just getting, you know, I wanted to be a brand partner so that I could bring on brand partners who will do the same thing so we can create, and you don't have to be a health coach. I just want to put that out there because it's, I'm a health coach. I went to IIN, did all the things, but I always tell people, and I always tell my clients, I don't even care about that. I've been through the journey, right? Even if you're at the very beginning of your journey, share day one. If you're on the ULT, you share what you're doing. Like those of you guys saw me when I was on the ULT every day, I posted all the pictures. This is what I'm eating today. So I keep getting, because it's so inspiring to people. And I had a call 2 nights ago. I had somebody reach out to me. I don't even know her. She's like, my friend Erin told me about you, like, but she's apparently been following me unbeknownst to me for a very long time. And then she's just like, I need your help. I've tried everything else. And so because I was posting every day and I do videos and do all the things, she was comfortable enough with me to buy a ULT, a Core 4 and some vanilla power shake and sign up for her smart order. So she's gonna, and to get to see her transformation is like, that's what fills my cup. And no matter where you're at, you don't have to be, we have such a huge community. And even with me as a health coach, bringing my people to Stephanie on a call, I get to sit and learn all of her wisdom. And and it's just, and people get to feel like they're so supported by so many people, and it's just been incredible to watch everything that happens. I don't even know if I was off it's been a long day. I've been up since 4:44. So I don't know if my brain's, but hopefully I kind of got all of my points across as best I could.
You did. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here, Maria. Your story is really inspiring, and I'm really, really glad that we're doing this together. I have effectively duplicated myself with you in terms of your passion, I'm not a health coach. I call myself an accidental health coach. I have some friends that call me a radical detox goddess. So I will wear that. But your passion to educate and to help people, it mirrors mine. So I'm really grateful that we're doing this together, and everybody else that's here. It's so beautiful that we get to do this in community. And speaking of community, for those of you that are thinking about this business opportunity, my immediate upline, 2-star crown Rachel Balansat, has just created a school called the Alchemy Health and Business School. And when you purchase a ULT, which is our 30-day cleanse, you will get access to this school if you want it. You'll learn all the amazing health information that Rachel has. She studied with Dave Sandoval. She's been a student of the medical medium, and she's now studying with Carrie Drinkwine, who was my naturopath when I was dealing with the cancer. So Rachel is just this gorgeous compendium of knowledge around health. She's a former Ayurvedic practitioner who left that when she found Purium. So she is teaching all this health information and business information with my support. I'm there. I'm kind of like the Ed McMahon to her Jimmy Carson. Was that his name? I'm spacing on it. Anyways, so it's an amazing experience to be on this path with her, and to be learning with her, and to be supporting 90 people have registered for the school. So it's powerful. And Johnny Carson, not Jimmy Carson. So you're invited to join that school if you decide to do this. And for 12 weeks, it's a 12-week school every Monday night from 6 p.m. to 7:30. So what does the business look like? I'm going to just talk about that really briefly before we depart here. When you get the business with your ULT, it means that you get unlimited gift codes for a year. Okay. You get a special code that you can give to your people and go, here's what you get. You get 25% off, or 25% off if it's $200 or more, $50 off between $75 and $200 purchase. All right. So they can buy $75 worth of products for $25 if they want to. We don't recommend that because, again, like Maria was saying, the total transformation is where it's at, because what we're dealing with here is, we call it the Purium lifestyle. And what does the Purium lifestyle mean? It means that you're eating more fruits and vegetables in the whole food diet that you're eating, but also in the, with your shakes and with all the powders that we have. And so, which are premium, they're dehydrated at such a low level that they have all the enzymes and nutrients in them. So it's just, you're infusing your cell. Like, that's why Maria can run for 10K and like wonder when she's going to be tired, because she's infusing her body every single day. Right. So you get the unlimited codes for a year. And then you also get the Purium app, which is an app on your phone that allows you to send videos, PDFs, etc., to your colleagues, your friends, your community. And then you also get the back office, which helps you to see, who's buying what and what your brand partners are doing. If you decide to work a Purium business with brand partners, because you don't have to, you can just work at the affiliate model and you just share your code, and, maybe you'll make a couple $100 a month. You can totally work that model. Or if you get brand partners underneath you, like I have with Tal and Maria, then you're going to be creating an organization. And just to give you an idea, I worked as part-time for the first 3 years. And then I stepped out with the the cancer diagnosis, and I stepped back in for the last year or so. And I now have 4,000 people in my organization, 4,000 people that have been helped by these superfoods. And I also have several hundred brand partners. So if that's what you want, if you would like a major stream of income with Purium, then we're here to coach you to get that. You wouldn't be doing this on your own. So on that note, I'm recognizing that we are 3 minutes past the top of the hour. Thank you so much for being with us here today. We're so grateful to be on this journey with you. And if you have any more questions, reach out and we will answer them. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a blessed evening. Bye-bye.